with Meghan Markle and her endless sort of stories and rewriting of royal history, one does have to wonder, of course, is when at any point does she sit down and wonder exactly where this is leading to? How will this play out ubiquitously, of course, on her life story? This has now been the bigger problem for her with publishers and her threatening memoir. You see, Meghan's story is ever evolving, ever changing, not really just with her own family, of course, who she has written out of her own story because apparently she did everything herself. According to her father really didn't put her through college or indeed pay for anything. That's an ongoing battle that's going to be played out allegedly in a courtroom later in 2024. Fascinating stuff, I'm sure you'll agree. But one of the biggest alleged, misdemeanors, somebody might say, would be that of her apparently feud with the Princess of Wales, Catherine, all stemming back to that particular time when there was fractions regarding the royal wedding. So much so that Meghan decided to go on international television and once again rewrite the story regarding that particular situation. But as ever, we've dug deep and found out exactly what went on. Let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. You all right? Yes, thank you so much for joining me. Isn't this a lovely view? All of these leaves behind me. I know it's not bad, is it, this time of year? Listen, it's very misleading. We keep getting rain intermittently. I know you've got to rush out and do it while you can. Before you tell me off, I've got a coat on and I'm very warm. In fact, too warm. Yeah, I know you get that, don't you? It's not hot flushes, no. It's just warm. What's the thing? Men sweat, women glow. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, we'll have a wave. Yes, all right. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, listen, let me explain this because I think this is really important. It truly is an important sort of findings of that particular story. As we've seen in the last year, the Prince and Princess of Wales have really come into their own, done spectacularly well on the world stage, and good luck to them, But of course, from time to time, Meghan Markle likes to remind people just how cruel and unkind and nasty, apparently, the Princess of Wales was. Even though, if you recall on that particular interview with Oprah Winfrey, she did reiterate, she's a good person. Only after, of course, she'd literally choked scorn upon her. This was all regarding, if you recall, the fact that apparently Catherine did go down to the cottage, Frogmore Cottage, and apologise apparently for upsetting Meghan. Ooh, shocking, absolutely. Turned up with flowers and a note. Yes, and that was very important. Flowers and a note. Now, this is something I'm told that Catherine would do just graciously anyway. She certainly wouldn't want to offend anybody. And she's very, very easygoing. You can see that with the staff around her. They all genuinely, clearly enjoy working for her. And I'm not just saying that in a one-sided view. I speak to a lot of people who have worked alongside Catherine for many years. And, they said it's just like working for a friend. So it's a different story, isn't it, when you find this out? But the pivotal point of this particular story for me was simply this. You see, if you recall, allegedly, she turned up at the door with flowers and a forgiveness note. There were flowers, but there certainly was no note. Now, what you're going to read or hear about in the future is apparently Meghan managed to lose said note in transit from moving. How very convenient. Now, if there was a note, as I'm sure with many things in Meghan Markle's life, even though she tried to wipe out entirely her first marriage to Trevor with no videos or pictures allowed, even her father managed to get some video footage of that. But again, it's interesting to note, isn't it, that at the 11th hour, when called out, a little bit like helping with that book that she suddenly forgot about, no, there's now no note, there was just flowers and good luck on the card. Just simply that, good luck. So once again, it's always wonderful to correct these misdemeanors of royal history because quite frankly, they are damaging. This won't get the traction that the other thing did, but it's nice to share with you, our chums, our community, about truly what happened on that day. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.